Sure. Okay. Hi, Kendra. Just to remind you, my name is Jen. I know we've met a couple of times now. We're gonna have a little session today, and this one will hopefully just help us get comfortable with each other. We've met a couple of times before, but those were kind of really formal and going over, the consent and the big long assessment with lots of little detailed questions. And this one will be the first time where we really just get to kind of talk and get to know each other a little bit and figure out how we're going to be able to work together best. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. So I just want to confirm a couple of things with you. I know so far on all your paperwork and when we've met, you have put down the name Kendra. Is that the name that you prefer me to call you by?
Yeah, that's what I use.
Okay, perfect. And can you confirm for me how old you are?
I'm 16.
You're 16. And what grade are you in high school?
I'm a junior.
Okay, awesome. Okay, thank you for confirming that stuff with me. So, I want to kind of get into following up a little bit about some of the things you mentioned and some of the paperwork that we've done so far. So, I know you've had a lot going on in your life lately with your family and your living situation. And you mentioned some feelings of sadness. Would you be willing to share with me a little more what you meant by that, what sadness kind of feels like and means to you?
Yeah, I guess that is the main thing. That's kind of like what I feel like I need to work on. I just it's been getting I felt sad about things before, like obviously like my dad dying and everything, but since the separation from my family, I just feel like there's been new things like crying and just feeling like I don't want to get out of bed in the morning and just feeling kind of like worried about everything. And I don't know. I just sometimes I don't even really know what it's about, but I just feel sad.
Okay, okay. So if I hear you right, I hear that you've kind of experienced some sadness for a while now in your life. Like maybe you remember first really feeling it when you were younger, around 8, when your dad died. Um,
Mhm.
but now lately, with being apart from your mom and siblings, those feelings are coming up for you a lot more again. And sometimes they're coming up in a way that's like hard for you to process or to know what to do with. Does that sound right?
Yeah, yeah. And I feel like I didn't, even though I felt sad before, maybe I wasn't waking up and just feeling like crying as before. I just always could kind of like push through because I knew I needed to, especially after my dad died. I needed to like help my mom a lot, but
Sure.
I don't know. I would like to not wake up feeling that way and just figure out what's going on or how to not feel like that.
Okay. Okay. So it sounds like the sadness, the emotions that you're feeling now are kind of on a new level than what you've experienced before. Um, and sometimes they just catch you off guard and you just wake up and don't really know why you're feeling as sad as you are. And that's something that you'd like to kind of figure out.
Yeah, yeah, I'd really like for that to stop.
Okay. Would you say that that all started since you have moved, since you've been separated from your mom and siblings, or was there something else that brought that on?
I think it really started after being separated from my family. Um, yeah, I just have, I don't know, feeling confused and sad and a lot of feelings that came up after that.
Okay, okay. So you've had a lot of feelings, the sadness, but also some confusion, and it's just been a lot, it sounds like for you.
Yeah, it really has been.
That's very understandable, having your whole living situation change. And it sounds like you were pretty close with your mom and siblings. Does that feel accurate to you?
Yeah, we were all really close and I try to still stay close with them now, but I don't see them as much, so it's different.
Hmm. Are you able to talk to them still?
I talk to my mom a lot, like every day we talk to each other because my foster parents got me. I'm so sorry. Sorry, the dog.
You're just
Sorry.
fine.
Sorry, can I get him real fast? I am sorry.
You're fine. It happens.
Yeah, I really love the foster family dog, but he does bark a lot at other dogs sometimes.
Yeah.
Could you remind me what you asked again? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just asking if you still get to be in touch with your mom and your siblings very much.
Yeah, I get to talk to my mom like every day still on the phone, and then I see her once a week. It's supervised, like someone has to be there with us, so that's different, but we still get to see each other. Like we've been doing Saturdays. Then my siblings, I kind of don't see quite as much. They don't have phones, they're too little for that kind of, but like I'll call my aunt and try to like get in touch with them, and sometimes I just don't get to talk to them as much as my mom, and which I don't know, I miss them. I wish I could see them and talk to them more.
Okay. Yeah, that's very understandable. How is it having the visit supervised with your mom? How does that feel?
A little awkward sometimes because I feel like we're being watched or like they don't trust my mom or something like that. And so I feel like we talk about little things instead of like, I don't want to say anything or get her in trouble or like make them think that we need to be away for longer. So it's like kind of uncomfortable, but it's better than not seeing her at all.
Mm. So it
So
sounds like maybe that's a little bit of a mixed experience for you, like probably really nice to see your mom, but hard because it doesn't feel as natural as if you were just alone with her.
yeah, it's definitely not natural feeling. I don't know. I hope maybe eventually they'll decide that things are okay enough that we don't need to be supervised while we see each other. Like even, obviously I want to go live back at home with her more than anything, but even before that happens, I'm hoping they can stop supervising our visits soon.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I could definitely understand that. That's very understandable that you would want some one-on-one time with her just to be alone together. So, yeah. Well, as we're talking about these feelings of sadness that you're experiencing, in your ideal world, do you have any goals or ideas in mind of what it would look like for you for that to improve or what you would hope to get out of our time together working on that?
Um, I guess I think it's normal if I still feel sad sometimes, but I just don't want to feel like I can't get out of bed and I'm waking up crying. Like if I wake up and I'm kind of like having a sad day, I'd just kind of like to not let it get so big and like maybe deal with it or understand what's going on so I can like maybe like change those feelings or like not get as sad as I do.
Yeah, yeah, that definitely makes sense. That's very understandable that you would want to be able to process those feelings of sadness in a way that maybe isn't as debilitating or keeps you from feeling motivated to go on with your day. And that's something that we can definitely work on. So, what I'm thinking is, have you ever tried to take a look at do you know if there are any certain situations that really bring on that sadness, or is that something you haven't really paid attention to before? And I'm not talking about the kind of everyday sadness, but those days when it's just really hard to get out of bed or you wake up crying already first thing. Do you notice any triggers to that?
Um, I think I'm just like sometimes it's like I'm so worried about my family because I'm not there to like see them every day and they'll tell me like they're doing fine, they're doing good, but sometimes I think they just say that because they know I worry. So I think just feeling like alone from all of them, like I'm already, my dad is gone from the family, but the my siblings and my mom and I, we'd always been like so close together. So I feel like it's just waking up and feeling that like aloneness sometimes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
If
So
that
just,
makes sense.
yeah,
But
it sounds like some just when the worry for your mom and siblings becomes overwhelming and also the feeling of just being apart from them and being alone without any of your family members near you really brings that on. So, um, some things that I'm thinking we could maybe work on in our next few sessions moving forward is maybe seeing if you would be willing to journal a little bit to kind of keep like a log or a diary to just track what kind of is going on in your life day to day. It doesn't have to be any big detailed writing, but just some notes. And then when you're really experiencing those feelings so that we can see if there are any connections there. And then we can also talk about some coping skills, things that you could do to maybe either prevent that deep sadness from setting in the first place, or just help you kind of um, stop it or prevent it from escalating too far when you do feel it coming on. How does that sound to you?
that sounds like it would be really helpful if we could do that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So that's what I'm thinking we'll kind of work on first in our next sessions together. I can get you a little daily journal log that I can give you the next time for you to start tracking some of your day-to-day experiences and feelings. And then we'll also start talking about some coping skills. We might include some breathing exercises or some visualization exercises and some stuff like that. We can consider some other um, things as well that might just really help you prevent that sadness from becoming so overwhelming.
Okay. Yeah. I'd try those things. Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, I don't want to take too much more of your time today because I know you're busy and you've got a lot going on with schoolwork and trying not to get overwhelmed in the first place. But I would like to schedule another visit with you. Would it be okay if we meet again next week?
Yeah. At this time,
Does this work for you?
it does. Yeah. Because school's done for the day. So this is good.
Okay. Well, I'll send you a link again to my scheduling platform. And does this work for you if we do another virtual visit like this, or would you prefer in person?
Mm, let's do this like video again,
Okay.
and maybe after that, maybe I'd like to see you in person though. I just would have to get a ride, so I'm not sure.
Absolutely. Well, every time we schedule, I can send you a calendar link or we can talk about it during our next visit. And whenever there's a time that you feel you'd be able to get a ride, I'm happy to see you in person too. We can definitely use that going forward as well.
Okay, great.
Okay, so I'm really glad that we were able to talk a little more today about these feelings, about kind of the loneliness and how hard it is for you right now, missing your mom and your siblings. And I hope that as we continue to work together, you're able to feel some hope that we'll be able to give you some coping mechanisms and talk through this more to help those feel better and not happen so often. And
Yeah.
I look forward to starting that with you next week when we meet again.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kendra. Have a really good rest of your day, and I'll be sending you an email with that scheduling link.
Okay, thanks.
All
Bye.
right, bye.